watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4 on this Christmas Eve. Hoping all of you are having a wonderful Merry Christmas. We begin this afternoon with a look at our first one forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us now. Alex.
Yeah, actually we had a nice little Christmas present. If you want a little sunshine on your Christmas Eve day, well, you got it across much of southern Wisconsin. Our first one weather cam here, looking at our capital. What a beautiful way to end the day with those amber colors on the capital. We've got a few changes, though, to talk about in our forecast. First, colder temperatures are filling in because we've had the clear skies. That allows the heat to go out to space, and areas from Madison to points to the north saw snow out of that clipper system. So temperatures are slipping down into the 20s. We got 27 at the airport, 30 to the southwest where there's a little bit less snow. Planning our evening. Temperatures cooling on down into the 20s. The clouds will be back on the increase, and that will start temperatures rising overnight. So we're going to cool down into the lower 20s now and then start a rising trend. Still thinking here in my snow globe as I shake it, we're not going to get snow tomorrow. It's going to be mostly cloudy, high temperatures of 34 degrees, so a mild Christmas. But here's the change. Exercise caution Wednesday night. This would be Christmas Day night. Going into early Thursday, we're looking at some drizzle and some possible freezing drizzle. Could be looking at a few slick spots. We'll track that coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Alex. Instead of serving coffee, many baristas across the country have changed their coffee machines for picket signs. Our Merrill Hubbard is in Madison with the latest on the Starbucks worker strike.
If you couldn't get your coffee this morning, it's because unionized Starbucks baristas are on strike to ask for fair wages and a contract.
What do we want?
Contract!
When do we want it?
Now! Dozens of Starbucks workers from 4 unionized locations in Madison walked the picket line on Tuesday. They are contributing to the final day of a 5-day national strike that was called by Workers United after negotiations broke down last week. These workers are negotiating with Starbucks corporate leadership to ask for a higher pay, improved benefits, and a contract. However, the workers on strike here say that the company is not meeting them at the bargaining table.
We're protesting the way that they've been approaching negotiations. We're coming near the end of our negotiating for our contract, and we got to the economic section, the pay, the benefits, and the offers they're making just simply were insulting, I'd say.
Senua O'Connor is a bargaining delegate for Starbucks and has been representing baristas' voices at the bargaining table for the past 9 months. This strike comes at a busy time right before Christmas, and Workers United says that Starbucks workers reserve the right to keep striking even past the holidays. Reporting in Madison, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Merrill, thank you. And as she said, Madison was not the only place where baristas went on strike today. Across the country, thousands of Starbucks employees from more than 300 stores are fighting for higher pay. Here's what a worker in Massachusetts had to say about the nationally organized strike.
I am very proud of every single person that is out here on a picket line all across the country with me, and I am proud to be a part of this union, and I'm proud to be fighting for what I know we deserve and what I know we will and can get.
The coffee chain had agreed to negotiate an initial contract by the end of the year for workers at more than 500 locations who have unionized. Starbucks says it's ready to continue negotiations when the union comes back to the bargaining table. Earlier today, the Alliant Energy Center played host to the largest blood drive in all of Wisconsin. The 39th annual American Red Cross Holiday Blood Drive brings people out to donate blood for those in need. The Red Cross says this time of the year is a tough time for donations because of the holidays and travel schedules. So today is very helpful for helping those in need.
So today, this is like that one last gift, gift of your precious blood to someone to help save a life. And that could be, some of this, dealing with cancer or someone that needs blood transfusions, or maybe even a car accident. Having that blood available for someone, you never know who's going to need that.
The American Red Cross has 2 blood donation centers in Madison if you missed out on today's drive. For more information, just head on over to AmericanRedCross.org. And while Christmas is tomorrow, it will also be the first day of Hanukkah, which is also known as the Jewish Festival of Lights. It celebrates the Jewish people's victory over the Syrians in 165 BC and the rededication of the Second Temple. The holiday's 8-day duration is a commemoration of the miracle of the oil in the temple. It is said there was only enough oil to last 1 day, but it ended up lasting 8. Candles are lit each night of Hanukkah to commemorate that miracle. Notable former state senator Tim Cullen passed away this week. Local officials confirmed to us earlier today. Political reporter Will Keneally is here with more on the senator's legacy. Will?
Yeah, Jalen, the Janesville native was first elected to the state senate in 1974. He served in the legislature for 2 different stints, taking a break to cross party lines and run the state's health department under former Governor Tommy Thompson. Now, those who know him described him as a pragmatic politician and a thinker, always looking for solutions.
Well, the one thing about Tim Cullen is you knew right off the bat that you're dealing with a prince of a guy. I mean, he was a classy person in every respect. His word was always his bond.
Now, Cullen and former State Senator Dale Schultz there were both well known for their work on gerrymandering.
So, Will, you spend a ton of time at the Capitol. I'm sure you've come across so many people that may have known him. What else have you heard throughout your time spent at the Capitol? Yeah, so this was back, growing up here in Madison, spending time during Act 10, big protests around the Capitol back in 2011. You hear these stories, right? So he was one of those Democratic senators who left Madison to go down to Rockford to kind of hide out so that the Senate didn't have a quorum to pass that vote through. So hearing from former Republican State Senator Dale Schultz there, talking about some of those times and the efforts by a person like Tim Cullen to kind of bridge the gap between partisan, both parties kind of back in like that pragmatic sense of, we're not just here for our parties, for our caucus, we're here for the people of Wisconsin. So interesting. I'm a little bit too young to be able to have covered him for sure in person, but to kind of hear some of those stories shared by some of these people who know him well, it was interesting to hear for sure. For sure. Sounds good. Thank you, Will. And a reminder to consider downloading our Channel 3000 News app. We push an alert today telling you about Cullen's passing and other breaking news stories. The app is free and available on all app stores. The holiday wish line is still open through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The wish line is for anyone who may need to pick up during the time that is all about celebration, as the pressures of the holiday season can be overwhelming. 6 Make-A-Wish kids are spreading cheer through the wish line and features pre-recorded messages sharing uplifting messages to those who may need it. From now through New Year's, you can call 480-914-9474 to hear kid-friendly wisdom and some pretty funny jokes. News out of southeastern Wisconsin. A man has been pronounced dead in Walworth County following a single vehicle crash on Highway 14. It happened near the village of Darien this morning. The Walworth County Sheriff's Office reports they located a 2022 Lexus SUV, which had severe damage. The single occupant, a 37-year-old male from Wauwatosa, died at the scene. The county's crash investigation unit is still looking into the matter. Taking a live look now at the U.S. Capitol building. In just 27 days, President-elect Donald Trump will take office for a second time. Trump has remained quiet on this Christmas Eve, not making any public comment on the holiday. Meanwhile, President Biden posting this photo earlier today. In the post on X, Biden said he and First Lady Jill Biden hold a special place in their hearts for the brave men and women in uniform who defend our nation. The post continued that he wishes U.S. service members who are away from their families a safe and wonderful Christmas Eve. And coming up next on Live at 4, Alex has a full look at your Christmas forecast. Plus, American Airlines customers woke up with delays this morning. They're back on track now. We'll have the details when Live at 4 continues. Welcome back to Live at 4. Let's get to some other news happening across the country. Former President Bill Clinton will spend Christmas at home after he was discharged from a hospital today. He was admitted Monday for the flu. Clinton's office says the former president and his family are, quote, deeply grateful for the exceptional care he was provided and is touched by the kind messages and well wishes he received. A foundation is working to equalize the media attention for missing persons regardless of race. It was founded by the father of Gabby Petito, who disappeared in 2021 and received extensive media coverage. Researchers define the inequality of coverage as missing white woman syndrome. The heavier spotlight white women and girls get when they go missing compared to anyone outside of those demographics. The Gabby Petito Foundation partners with families of missing black and brown people, as well as groups dedicated to raising awareness to those cases. Well, the Mega Millions jackpot is growing once again, and it could make for a great Christmas present. The next drawing is tonight, and many are hoping to get lucky.
Well, the first thing I think of is my son. Is his birthday is today. Well, Christmas Eve is a luck, so drawing today is perfect for the luck.
I think that someone's going to benefit wonderfully for them, whoever wins. And yes, I think it gives an extra oomph to maybe the possibility.
Well, it's a pretty big drawing, and you got to play to win, right?
Again, the next drawing is tonight. At least check the jackpot winner, and they could bring home more than $1 billion or $450 million if they take the cash lump sum option. Well, today, travelers using American Airlines had a rude awakening. The airline says, quote, vendor technology issues was behind a brief outage this morning. It halted Americans' flights on the ground for a few hours. Travelers spoke with CBS affiliate WIAT in Birmingham, Alabama, who says they weren't too concerned.
These types of things, I think, tend to happen here and there, but I'm not too worried about it.
The issue was resolved and flights resumed soon after. And of course, this latest outage coming on a very busy holiday travel day with more than 3,300 domestic flights on the schedule. And this is a look at FlightAware's so-called misery map. It tracks flight cancellations and delays. Some of the biggest cities across the country tonight are experiencing delays and cancellations. Dallas-Fort Worth seems to be doing the worst with the most misery at this point. And hopefully we're not going to see any misery in our first one forecast. Are we, Alex?
I really, really hope not, but I do have some updates that we do have an ice potential for Christmas Day night going into Thursday. We're going to get into that here momentarily. We're going to track that potential for some freezing drizzle. Also had changes to the forecast today. Surprise, the sun came out. It was actually a surprise to much of the meteorological community, but I doubt there's very many complaints. Those clouds will fill back in tonight, overnight, as we move a little bit further into the evening. But until then, those clear skies where we've had snow and clear skies, temperatures have fallen into the 20s, and we're going to continue to see the temperature go down until those clouds fill back into southern Wisconsin. 28 in Waunakee, 27 in Madison, 30 to the west in Mount Orab. Tracking the rest of our night, lower 20s by the time we get towards the very beginning of Christmas Day. Then those temperatures start to go back up as the clouds fill in and the warm air moves back to southern Wisconsin. Mild Christmas Day, seasonably mild, highs around 34, so no changes during the day on Christmas. It's Christmas Day night that we have some changes, that we're looking at the potential for some ice from some freezing drizzle. But I think we're going to warm up quickly enough on Thursday that the window of opportunity for maybe some slick spots is narrow, meaning very small, late Wednesday night going into Thursday, and then we take over with showers and unseasonably warm temperatures on the way. So this time frame that we're thinking here right now is Wednesday night, midnight, going into the early morning hours on Thursday for drizzle and freezing drizzle. A couple of slick spots certainly on those back roads, any untreated roads, bridges, overpasses, sidewalks too as well. You see very, very light faint pink as we go towards Thursday at 1 a.m. Madison, Lone Rock, Boscobel, Juneau, that spreads towards the north, and then you see the greens coming up as temperatures warm up as we go into the 6 o'clock hour on Thursday, going towards the late Thursday morning hours. Then we change over to just all drizzle drizzle, maybe a few showers. So that window of opportunity is very small. Amounts would be very little, but it only takes just a trace of ice accumulation. Doesn't matter the pavement or doesn't matter the road surface, as long as it's cold enough, just a little bit of ice, that you could be looking at a couple of slick spots. So just take it easy if you do have to do any driving Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. As we get later Thursday, any slick spots should melt away as temperatures warm up very, very quickly on Thursday to near 40 degrees, and then really good rain chances as we go Thursday night, Friday into Saturday, even into Sunday. Widespread rain. We're going to track that coming up in the 5 o'clock newscast. So join me at 5. We'll track that weather system Friday, Saturday, going into Sunday. But again, that freezing drizzle possibility, I'll be keeping an eye on it tomorrow. I'll be watching the weather tomorrow on Christmas Day. If we have to have a window of opportunity of alert day conditions, we'll be certainly let you know on channel3000.com and our social media as well. Then as we head out towards the New Year's Eve day, watching another weather system could be impactful to the Midwest. It could bring a mix of rain and snow and breezy conditions.
Sounds good, Alex. Thank you. And to keep up with that potential ice and rain, you can stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. A crew of women in Minnesota have quite the holiday baking tradition. In a marathon session, they bake thousands of Christmas cookies leading up to the holiday. Boyd Huppert shows us how they do it.
I love Christmas.
The house in Hamel
I love the decorating,
has a grand Christmas tree in the living room.
the Christmas joy and magic.
But the home's most important holiday tradition
Hey, Michaela, turn on the oven.
is in
Okay, here she goes.
the kitchen.
For me, food is love, so here's cookies.
Deb Connolly's love is evident
This is my cookbook.
in a recipe book thick as Betty Crocker's
It's good, don't overdo it. Yeah.
and in her helpers.
No, this is what we've done my entire life.
Nieces Shelby Durst on the left
We don't have memories of not doing it.
This is just normal for us.
and Michaela Bremer on the right. Aren't kidding.
I'm maybe 8 months old?
From babes in arms
Oh, it's my favorite. Look at her blue frosting mouth.
to preschoolers
Look at our chokers.
to teenagers.
So 90s.
We have to keep the tradition going.
Now, moms, Michaela and Shelby,
This is like the best dough
have been coming to their aunt's house
every year.
to bake Christmas cookies.
Ready?
But it's not the regularity of their visits
Okay.
that brought us to Deb's,
Yeah. Things are kind of serious.
as in a serious number
16 varieties.
of cookies,
3,600 last year.
as in 300
3660.
dozen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cookies.
That's Lisa Marie Hansen,
Yeah.
Deb's friend, who is also part of the crew that first shows up on Friday and doesn't leave till Sunday night.
We'll be up until 2 a.m. today, for sure.
For sure.
Like deer camp,
Doing cookies still.
just slaying
Okay.
27 pounds of butter.
Graham crackers, brown sugar, butter, and milk, for sure.
Lori Quady, Deb's sister,
All the good stuff.
and this 32-year-old oven
It gets shut off for maybe 6 hours
are part
while you're sleeping.
of the crew, too.
We kind of know everyone's strengths.
I didn't have many strengths last night, so they sent me to Target.
Yeah.
Sure as one door leads to Target. Another proves no horizontal space is safe with 3,600 cookies in the baking. Wine is forbidden.
No wine.
Diet Coke required.
This gets the energy up.
Deb and crew
Caffeine. Yeah.
devote their energy to giving
They look like a good size.
Yeah.
all their cookies away to friends, co-workers, and family.
I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that looks good.
I ship cookies probably to like 4 or 5 different states.
But why?
I just like being with everybody.
Credit the love,
Something out of the norm.
the legacy, and the laughs.
There's a lot of inappropriate jokes going on.
Somebody always uses a baking term that could be taken the wrong way.
Yes.
That looks like.
Sweaty.
Let's do the nose first.
They look beautiful.
In a few days,
I wanted to come see.
they'll be sitting down to their Christmas tables,
I love the
She
reindeer.
makes the cutest reindeer.
having already filled their hearts at this one.
I don't know if there's room for these guys.
Ship me.
Man, I may need to order some come next year. Coming up on Live at 4, some news out of Hollywood. Taylor Swift is extending her holiday generosity. Plus, Robert De Niro is taking on a cyber attack in a limited series that's coming to Netflix. That's next in the Hollywood Minute. Thank you for staying with us. Now to some news out of Hollywood. The manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin is officially over. The actor was charged in the 2021 accidental fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins in the set of the movie Rust in New Mexico. A judge dismissed the case in early July after learning prosecutors failed to turn over a cache of bullets to the defense, which considered it key evidence. The case was dismissed with prejudice, which means Baldwin cannot be tried again. This week, special prosecutor announced she has withdrawn her appeal of the judge's dismissal. Baldwin's lawyer said Monday's decision is the final vindication that Baldwin committed no crime. Taylor Swift is leading a helpful hand this holiday season. Plus, Robert De Niro comes to the rescue in a new TV series. Rick Damigella has more in the Hollywood Minute.
Taylor Swift extends her holiday generosity. The singer donated $250,000 to children's organization Operation Breakthrough. The Kansas City-based nonprofit aims to provide a safe educational environment for children in poverty and thanked the pop star for her donation.
You're just going to get people off the streets without warrants.
Robert De Niro takes on a cyber attack in Zero Day. The actor plays a former U.S. president appointed to lead a task force finding those responsible for the devastating chaos. Angela Bassett also stars in the limited series, which arrives on Netflix in February. Stray Kids make history. The K-pop group's latest album, Hop, lands at the top of the Billboard 200 albums chart. The boy band is the first act to have their first 6 charting albums debut at #1 in the U.S. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Robert De Niro as a former president. I may have to check that out. And still ahead on Live at 4, Alex is back with another look of your first one forecast here for Christmas Eve. Plus, Starbucks workers trading in the espresso machines for picket signs. You're watching Live at 4.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Thank you for staying with us for Live at 4. You're taking a look at swans on Lake Mendota. I guess we could call it Swan Lake Mendota for right now. Our weather words for the day: seasonable Christmas before a warm-up. Alex, what should we expect?
We got a swing in temperatures. Here's Christmas at 34 degrees above normal, but by the time we get to Thursday, we're way above normal. Highs up near 50 by the time we get to Saturday. During this time frame, Friday, Saturday, even going into Sunday, the nighttime temperatures could be breaking record warm lows. And then when you cool on off closer to normal as we go closer to 2025. But we do have some changes as well in the forecast that we want you to be first to know about here. Little ice is possible Christmas Day night. We'll explain in just a moment. Then we warm up by Thursday with the showers as part of the 3 things you need to know. Exercise some caution Wednesday night. This would be midnight, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe as late as 6 o'clock into early Thursday. Some drizzle and freezing drizzle could cause a couple of icy stretches in a few slick spots across southern Wisconsin. But we can't forget tonight, as we plan your evening, temperatures down into the lower 20s, and that's thanks to the skies clearing out across much of southern Wisconsin. That was a nice little Christmas present that we got, was just a peek of the sun, but the clouds are going to fill back in. Temperatures warming back up to the mid-20s by the time we get into the early morning hours of Christmas. Then we're going to do 34 on Christmas Day. As our Christmas globe here shows snow, it will just be cloudy across southern Wisconsin. But then we turn our attention to a little bit of a trace of ice accumulation as we go into late Christmas Day night, going on into Christmas Day. On into Thursday, rather. We're going to track that using Future Track, how that all will pan out hour by hour.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Alex. Let's take a look at some of the top stories we're following today. Instead of serving coffee, baristas from more than 60 Starbucks locations are taking to the picket lines today. That includes here in Madison. Workers we spoke with say the company is not meeting them at the table.
We're protesting the way that they've been approaching negotiations. We were coming near the end of our negotiating for our contract, and we got to the economic section, the pay, the benefits, and the offers they're making just simply were insulting, I'd say.
The coffee chain had agreed to negotiate an initial contract by the end of the year for workers at more than 500 Starbucks locations who have unionized. Starbucks says it's ready to continue negotiations when the union comes back to the bargaining table. Earlier today, the Alliant Energy Center played host to the largest blood drive in all of Wisconsin. The 39th annual American Red Cross Holiday Blood Drive brings people out to donate blood for those in need. The Red Cross says this time of the year is a tough time for donations because of the holidays and travel schedules, so today can be pretty impactful for those in need. The American Red Cross has 2 blood donation centers in Madison. For more information, just head on over to the AmericanRedCross.org. Happening now, the holiday travel rush continues, and it was a pretty stressful start to the morning for those passengers catching flights on American Airlines. However, the issues were short-lived. Erica Brown is at Reagan National Airport outside of D.C. with more.
Christmas Eve travelers were hit with some bad news at the airport Tuesday morning.
Breaking news. I think this is a national computer failure. American Airlines computers are down. We're getting off of the plane.
A computer issue led to a ground stop for every American Airlines flight. It lasted an hour, then systems were back up and running.
It's a little bit of stress in that early morning, putting everything together, but as soon as that was done, we were all golden.
Jayla Shiver is headed to Orlando and Sao Paulo, Brazil. He said by the time he got to Washington's Reagan National Airport, the worst of the delays had cleared up.
Hopefully the weather's compliant. Hopefully the flight is all good. There's no turbulence. There's no further delays. So I'm hoping that we have a great time traveling and a great vacation at the end of the day.
The weather is a challenge in the west, with snow in the Sierras and hurricane-force winds, flooding and high surf pounding the coast. A winter storm brought some slick conditions to the northeast from Baltimore to Boston. While traffic on the roads is a little lighter today, more than 107 million Americans are planning to travel by car over the holiday season. Erica Brown, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
The American Airlines hubs of Dallas, Fort Worth, and Charlotte were impacted the most by this morning's ground stoppage. Wall Street had a shortened trading day. Looking at today's numbers, investors by and large made for holiday cheer, closing up a second day in a row. The Dow Jones gained 390 points. The Nasdaq gained 266 points. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 added more than 65 points. And here's something to look at, and that's sure to bring you some holiday joy. A polar bear getting into the holiday spirit at the Henry Vilas Zoo right here in Madison. The zoo posting this photo to Facebook of the bear snuggling up with a Christmas tree in its enclosure. Now, I don't even know if I've seen, one of the Coca-Cola polar bears looking that snuggly during the holiday season. And coming up on Live at 4, the annual tradition of Sounds of the Season. A local church choir showcases its medley of Christmas songs. Plus, it's okay, we won't tell you're returning a Christmas gift. You might not even need a receipt, or you could be hit with a restocking fee. Some stores have better return policies than others, so Consumer Reports is going to break it all down. On the next Live at 4, how to enjoy Wisconsin's winters. Plus, Dr. Zorba Pastor will be here with suggestions on ways to embrace the cold temperatures ahead. Thank you for staying with us. Now, you might be one of the millions after Christmas standing in line at customer service to return a gift. Some stores will let you return anything, even without a receipt. Others have time limits and restocking fees. Consumer Reports did the homework so you don't have to. Here are some of the retailers with the best and worst return policies.
If Santa goofed and didn't get the right size or color, you probably have to wait until the end of January to get square.
Many retailers extend their return windows around the holidays. Most offer 60 days. If you have a store card, you might have even more time, like 100 days. And some stores like Costco don't have a time limit on most items. But a warning, if you're returning an electronic device, you probably have a shorter window and need to return it sooner.
It might cost you to mail back the item. Expect to pay $6.50 per package at LL Bean, unless you used Bean Bucks or an LL Bean credit card for your purchase. GameStop has an $8.99 mail return fee. A company that makes returns a breeze, Amazon.
If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can ship most items back for free. Walmart, Target, and plenty of other retailers don't charge shipping for returns either.
And let's talk about restocking fees. Best Buy has a 15% restocking fee on certain items. That's including drones and some digital cameras and lenses, if the original packaging has been opened. Now, for activatable devices like phones and tablets, the restocking fee is a flat $45. CR says Nordstrom has one of the most relaxed return policies.
Nordstrom has no formal return policy. Returns are handled on a case-by-case basis. No receipts are required, there are no time limits, and no original tags are needed.
Wherever and whatever you're returning, Consumer Reports has some tips. Save the receipt, return the item as soon as possible, and if you can, don't open the box. This is Michelle Renee Quinn.
And coming up next on Live at 4, Alex is back with a look at your first one forecast. Plus, are you one of those getting your Christmas shopping in at the last minute? You're not alone. We'll share some tips for those doing so when Live at 4 continues. Well, if you're looking to do some last-minute holiday shopping, today is really your last chance. Many retail shops and businesses are still open for shoppers to grab some last-minute gifts. Shoppers outside of Detroit were up and at 'em early, snatching up those gifts. Some last-minute shoppers even bringing in the holiday cheer to some small businesses.
It's been crazy. The last few days here has been totally bonkers. You know, we see customers that used to live in the area and they come back to visit family, and so it's so great to see them again, and they're always so happy that I'm still here after 35 years.
Now, some tips if you are one of those doing any last-minute shopping, it's probably best to give stores a call to make sure they're still open. And while you're up and at it, you might want to hold on to those receipts for the next busiest day at stores, which is the day after Christmas. Alex, do you have any last-minute shopping to do?
No, I'm actually one of those types of people that does gift cards. I do them online, and then people can get what they want. That's how I've always done Christmas. And this is probably not the graphic that you want to see behind me, or you're probably wanting a Christmas graphic, but I got to start with something different here because I want to call out that as we go into Christmas Day night, going into Thursday, a mix of drizzle and freezing drizzle could cause a few slick spots across parts of southern Wisconsin, which I'm going to show here in Future Track in just a moment. That's part of the 3 things you need to know. Just a little bit of ice as we go into Christmas Day night. Then we'll warm up quickly on Thursday. That should melt any slick spots that do develop, if they do develop, with showers Thursday going on into Saturday. Here's the Christmas graphic you probably want to see. In our snow globe, we're not expecting snow here, but we'll make it festive looking. Cloudy skies, 34 for a high temperature on Christmas Day. Then we turn our attention to that potential for that light mix of freezing drizzle and drizzle. Let's say if you're along U.S. Highway 151 from Mineral Point to Madison up towards Beaver Dam, that's that freezing drizzle at 12 to 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. As we march towards 6 o'clock Thursday morning, again, this is probably not the greatest travel time, regardless if there is any travel. That freezing drizzle then starts to move more towards the north, Marquette, Green Lake, Columbia counties, areas north and west of Beaver Dam. We start to mix in more drizzle for the rest of southern Wisconsin as we go into Thursday, and even the chance of a shower or two as that really warm air starts to move into southern Wisconsin. Not impressive amounts of ice. When you look at this, you're probably thinking, well, that's not a whole lot. But we all know as Wisconsinites, it just takes just the littlest bit of freezing drizzle, the lightest glaze on an untreated surface to cause that potential for a slick spot. And we don't want any travel issues, so I just want to highlight this potential here for Wednesday night going into Thursday. And as we go into Thursday itself, those slick spots will melt and resolve relatively quickly. That's because the temperatures get up all the way to 39 degrees as showers start to build in. Better chances for showers at 40% chance Thursday night, 70% chance on Friday, 60% chance of rain on Saturday, even a 30% chance of rain on Sunday. Highs up near 50 degrees. Low temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40. That could be near or breaking record warm low temperatures for this time of year. And then also first to let you know, Tuesday going into Wednesday, New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day, we're watching a weather system that could bring us a mix of rain and snow and breezy conditions. And we're going to be keeping an eye on that weather system as well. And I can't leave my weather forecast without showing this picture from Randy from Fort Atkinson this morning. How pretty is that for a Christmas Eve morning wake up in southern Wisconsin? All you got to do is just scan that QR code and we can see you got it in the left and the right now. Just scan the QR code so we can see your pretty pictures and be able to show them on air. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve, and I'll be keeping folks up to date on Christmas Day for that potential for freezing drizzle. We'll be right back.
Sounds of the Season is an annual tradition on Christmas Eve here on Live at 4. Tonight, the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church Choir here in Madison performs their Christmas medley. Coming up on Thursday on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor has suggestions on how to embrace winter activities. And later on News 3 Now at 6, it's the most anticipated nights of the year. Kids' Christmas Eve and Santa's visit. We'll share how NORAD is keeping track of where Santa is going. Thank you for joining us live at 4. We hope you have a Merry Christmas. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.